Hey, it's Brock with Straight Line Delivery. I've had some people ask me what I think about a new administration coming in. 2021, Joe Biden's going to be the president. He has vowed to repeal or replace or reject, however you want to call it. I don't know the terminology he used, but get rid of Trump's tax cuts. What does that mean for you if you own a business or you're thinking about owning a business? Well, the marginal tax rate in 2016 when Trump took over was about 39% federal tax rate. Well, what does that mean? That means that for every $100,000 you make, you have to pay the government $39,000 less your write-offs. So you buy a truck, a trailer, you can write that off, and that comes out of the $39,000 that you have to pay them. So for instance, in 2016, if you were to spend $39,000 on a truck and trailer, then your federal tax liability would be zero, okay? In 2018, the Trump administration said, okay, we're gonna take the marginal tax liability for a business from 39% to 21%, almost half. So what that means is, out of every $100,000 that you make, that you put in your pocket, $21,000 would be your new tax liability. So it went down from $39,000 to $21,000, almost half. What that meant for me was, and thank God I've got an accountant that really looks out for me, he called me in December of 2017 and said, you need to buy a new truck. And I'm like, are you crazy? I'm not buying a new truck. I've got a truck. I've done so much work to it. It's paid off. It runs great. I'm not buying anything. And he said, well, okay, that's fine, but here's the deal. It's 2017 up until December 31st. It's still 2017. Your tax rate right now is 39%. So out of every $100,000 you make, you have to cut the government a check for 39 grand. I said, I don't want to do that. He said, okay, then you buy a truck. I said, well, how does me spending more money save me money somehow? That didn't compute to me. And he said, well, here's the deal. If you buy a truck January 1st of 2018, you only get a write-off 21%, or the first $21,000 out of $100,000. The rest of it, if you spent, let's say you spent $39,000 on a truck, you can write that all off if you do it December 31st of 2017, while the tax rate is 39%. You go buy a truck the very next day, January 1st, then you can only write off $21,000 of that. The rest of that just disappears. It's not worth anything as a tax write-off. So I hope I'm being clear enough. What that means is right now, if you were to buy a truck, and this is December 2020, right now if you were to buy a truck, and probably next year too, but you need to watch what the new administration does. But right now if you buy a truck and you want to write the whole thing off, you don't want to depreciate it, you want to write everything off, and you spend $39,000 on it, or $100,000, doesn't matter, you're only allowed to write off 21% because the taxes are half what they used to be. Joe Biden has said, I am going to repeal that tax cut that Trump gave. Okay, fine. I'm not here to complain about the rules. I just am here to advise you, here's what is going to happen, and here's how you need to adjust accordingly. My advice would be, and you need to watch for the dates because I don't know what they are for sure, but when the taxes double again, that's when you hold off and buy new equipment then, because your tax write-off ability is twice as much. Let me tell you what happened with my story. So I bought a truck in 2017, and I didn't have it out on the roads. I dispatch and I run the office. I'm not putting a million miles on it. I bought a brand new Chevy Duramax. It was a 2018 Chevy Duramax, and I took delivery of it in the last week of December in 2017, when the tax rate was 39%. In 2018, just a week later, the tax rate fell to 21%. So that write-off would have only meant half as much. It would have only saved me half as much. Here's what that translated to 3 years later. The write-off that I was able to get saved my tax rate, that initial hit of 39% buying that truck and depreciating it over the course of, I think, 4 years, made my taxes, almost of just a fraction of what they would have been. Okay, so that saved me a bunch of money. My accountant said the money that you have set back for taxes that you don't pay because you bought a new truck, leave that in the bank. Set up an auto pay, let the bank take out of that, because you have to understand the money was going to come out of your pocket any way you slice it. You owe the government, if you made $100,000, you owe them $39,000 if you don't have any other write-offs, if you just have the truck. So you write off the value of the truck that the Blue Book value says it is that year. That's what depreciation gives you. So I take all the money I saved by not paying the IRS, totally legal, by not handing it to the IRS, all the money that I saved by writing off that purchase in 2017, even though it was the last week, I get that counts for the whole entire year, 2017. I paid a fraction of the taxes to the IRS than I would have paid if I had kept my old truck. I used the money that would have gone to the IRS to pay the truck payment. Now, we get about 3 years in, and I'm still saving a ton of money. Why? Because when you depreciate an asset, you basically take the book value, what the book value is on that asset. So if you buy a $70,000 truck, the next year it's probably still worth, if it's a diesel, the book value says it's worth $55,000. So you get the value of that truck at $55,000 as a write-off, and it drops so little each year that you're actually still saving so much money. Get rid of this call here. You're still saving so much money that you can take that money that would have gone to the IRS the next year, put it in the account. The next year, the money that would have gone to the IRS, put it in the account. It turned out, because I hit it on a year where the marginal tax rate was close to 40%, and I depreciated it over the next 3 years, I've actually gotten paid to drive a truck. So the point of this message is, don't freak out that another administration is going to come in and double your taxes. If you're an employee of somebody else, then yeah, you're going to lose some money. If you're working for yourself, if you play the game correctly and you watch your calendar and you make your major purchases when the tax rate is double what it is now, then you can still live the same life, the same quality of life with the same amount of money or more in your pocket if you do things correctly. Long-winded way, I guess, of saying this. If you're thinking about buying new equipment in the fall because your truck's going to be done, watch the federal tax rate and see when the Trump tax cuts are going away and the Biden tax increase is coming. Once that happens, you wait for the tax increase, then you buy all new equipment, because it's not going to come out of your pocket. It's money that would go to the IRS that is going to pay for your new equipment. So the choice is pretty simple. You can pay the IRS $39,000 out of every $100,000 you make, or you can go buy new equipment and put that money back in your pocket or back in an account that actually pays for the truck. So the IRS, more or less, will pay for most of your new equipment. Just watch those dates. So don't get excited and buy anything that you don't need to until you see when those tax cuts are going to end. And again, I'm just a guy on the internet. I may be wrong. Go check it out. But that's my personal experience that I have lived from 2017 to now, that is how it has worked out. I have a professional tax advisor advising me and doing my taxes, and everything is up to par. Check with your own tax advisor. Make sure that what I'm telling you is true. I think you'll find out that it is. And you can, again, live the same quality of life, whether the government doubles your taxes or not, if you are strategic about when you make your major purchases. Have a great 2021, guys. I know you can be successful. If anybody's looking for any information on leasing on with anybody, even if it's not me, I don't care. Give me a call, shoot me an email, and I'll look at your business plan and tell you what I honestly think of it. And I've advised a lot of people that never had any intention of working for me. I just don't want to see the government or big industry hammer down on the little guy, so I'm always here for free advice. Happy New Year, guys. Thanks.